Jit Camp Bonfire Podcast, Ep.23. And today I'm here with a very special guest. You know him from your favorite producers' albums, Dinero Tarantino.
What's up, everyone? How you doing?
What's going on, bro? How you been?
Been chilling, man. Just really working on projects. Just put out Dinero's World. I think it's like my 10th solo release album or project. So yeah, just been working on placements, trying to make it out, trying to do what I can.
So let's take it way back. I'm not too familiar with like how you got started and everything.
Yeah. So I think it was like 2020. I had met Fancy, I met Skrilla, and I met Perp. We all met at this boy Mitch's Dead Hearts Instagram, if you know him.
I think they talked about him on their episode, yeah.
Yeah, so Mitch used to have a spot, and like literally right when I like made the Dinero Tarantino alias and everything like that, we had met up at Mitch's crib, and that's kind of like how I started. I met up with all them boys, and then we started making music, started making beats with like Perp, and I think I met Kev like later on, but yeah, that's kind of like the backstory. I met everyone like 2020.
Were you making beats before that?
I think I made my first beat in like high school, but like I didn't do like beats for real until like 2018. So like I think high school was like 2014, 2015 maybe, and my first beat was like a dubstep beat. I was trying to make like some like crazy like electronic shit, but then I like put it down for a while, and then just got back into it around 2018.
What made you want to like get started in that?
Really just listening to music. I've always been musically inclined. Like I've played violin back when I was in like elementary school and middle school. I self-taught myself a little bit how to play the piano. I tried guitar a while back, but like guitar just never like stuck for me for real. But yeah, like I had GarageBand on my MacBook, and I just picked it up, and I was like, man, this is cool. So I just kind of ran with it.
You can do some dope shit on GarageBand. Like our old podcast that we used to do, we used to like have it running, like recording through GarageBand.
Yeah. You can do a bunch through it. And then I think like later on I had upgraded to like Logic Pro, which is on MacBook too. But yeah, started on GarageBand like way back when. And here we are now.
No Fruity Loops?
Fruity Loops I use now. It took me, I want to say 2023. Yeah, 2023, I got into Fruity Loops finally. And Kevin, everyone was like, yo, man, you got to use Fruity Loops because, like, it's easier to work with everyone, like, when you got the same program. So, like, no one knows how to use, like, Logic Pro or anything. So I was like, like, I'm so comfortable on here using it. But then I made a switch and got a Windows laptop. And then I've been using Fruity Loops ever since.
What's really, like, the big difference between those two platforms? Because I've kind of dabbled, like, back in the day, like I used to want to make beats and like was going to go to school to like make beats at SPC and shit. But I don't know. I went and did writing and stuff instead. Yeah. But what's like Fruity Loops, whenever I would go in it, I'm like, bro, this is kind of hard, man. There's like all this shit going on.
That's what the thing was for me too. Fruity Loops was like way more like detailed and intricate to me. But like GarageBand was so easy to use at first. And then like the transfer to like, or the switch to Logic Pro is just like GarageBand. But I'd say, like everyone thinks there's a sound difference, which I think there is low key. Like beats you make in like Logic kind of sound like a little watered down compared to like Fruity Loops, but like Fruity Loops is just like the standard for real. Every like industry producers, they usually use like Fruity Loops or like Ableton. Some people even use Pro Tools to make beats, but like Fruity Loops is just the go-to.
I remember like Pro Tools was the go-to because that program I was telling you about at SPC. You would get certified in Pro Tools once you graduated.
They do that same shit at what's that other place? Full Sail Academy.
Yeah,
they do the same shit. They want everyone to like get used to Pro Tools because that's like the industry standard to mainly record vocals, not really make beats, but people make it work and make beats on it.
Okay, so when you got locked in with like Perp and Heavy Kev and all that, is that like the early days of the Key Cartel?
Yeah, something like that. 2020. I think is when we started at the end of 2020 or 2021, like the beginning of that year. But Kev and Perp had came up with the idea. They're kind of like the starters of Key Cartel. And we had new Thump Money, Lethal, and then later on, our boy 22 had came on to the Key Cartel. So it's just the six of us, yeah. And we later on like got some other recruited people and other producers around the Clearwater area, around Tampa. But like now it's just like the six of us again.
I think the original six is like the people that I talked about in my first like Key Cartel article that I wrote too.
For sure. Yeah, it's been the six of us for a minute.
So was the name like Cartel just because a lot of the production you guys were doing was mainly like piano and like key based?
Yeah, back then it definitely was. Like if you listen to like Kev's early beats, it's definitely like you can hear a lot of keys. Like especially like Skrilla's old songs too. Is always like a crazy piano progression and like the heavy ass fucking 808. Yeah, it's just simple beats back then. But Key Cartel, you know, we're just kind of thinking of some shit, man. I wish I could remember like the first names we were trying to come up with because we made like a whole group chat and we're like, let's come up with the name. Man, this is so long ago, man. Like I wish I could remember some of the silly names we came up with, but yeah, we came up with Key Cartel, and we just ran with it. Put the 2Ks on there, and then found out like no one else really had the name, and yeah, that's kind of where it came from.
Nah, it fits. Like it's fire. It kind of reminds me of like 808 Mafia.
Yeah, for sure. We wish we could be as big as 808 Mafia, but in due time, we got a lot of stuff coming for Key Cartel. We're trying to like revamp the whole business, the whole name and everything. So hopefully some good things will be coming from Key Cartel soon.
As far as like the business aspect of producing, is most of it like leasing beats, or
there's a lot?
Yeah, do people mainly just like, are they wanting to just lease it, or are they like, yo, I just want this beat, I don't want anybody else on it type deal?
So like the business, man, there's so much to it. You know, there's people that make YouTube type beats all day. They make money off of it. You know, they drive the traffic to like their beat store, like BeatStars or anything like that. But then you got like the people, you know, you get your placements, like your big placements, and you can get royalties off of it, and you get your back end through like your like the distribution companies and shit you sign up for. People sell sound kits, melody kits. Like there's a bunch of stuff you can do as a producer. I mean, people even sell courses for this shit like it's some like business thing. So there's a lot to it.
Yeah, I know Icy Twat, he has like his little plugins and stuff now.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, people make their own programs, make their own VSTs. There's a lot of stuff, man. People are like finding new ways to make money from this shit like every year. So, you know, it's just it's a growing thing.
So with the Keys to the Streets series, was it more like I have this collection of songs from all these artists, or did you go into it like, yo, I know I want this artist on it, let's try to make a song for them?
Kind of both. Man, I've worked with so many people and just had so many songs over the time. So I mean, like I even got notes like on my iPhone, and I got still so many unreleased songs with people that like most of the time we probably won't do anything with, and that's usually what comes about with like the projects. Like I got so many songs, so I'm like, well, let me use this. You know, we can keep working and like make some more songs, but like let me get like one or two from like my project and shit. But yeah, for most of the time, like even back then, like when I was doing the Keys to the Streets 1 and like all the early shit, is mainly just trying to like find a sound for like the artist and then like kind of put it on my tape. But now it's kind of like getting to the point where I'm like trying to get artists to like fit on my sound. So
yeah, I noticed that when I was like running through the whole series, like on the way here and like earlier this week, the progression is like pretty crazy.
Yeah, I've always been like into trap beats and shit like that. Obviously, I mean that's like Keys to the Streets. That's kind of like where it originated from, just like trap beats and like street artists and shit like that. But like with this new one, like with Dinero's World and shit, I was trying to like go over into like the '80s pop inspired stuff. So I'm trying to evolve, man. I wanna let people know that like it's not just like trap beats and shit anymore. Like there's more to it.
Yeah, let's talk about the new project, man. Dinero's World.
It's Dinero's World is a 2-part project. Side A, side B. Side A is like the usual trap shit, and then side B is the 80s inspired like pop sound and shit. And yeah, man, it's been really fun. It's been stressful, to be honest. It's the most stressed I've ever gotten trying to make a project for real, but it was a process. It's cool to see like these artists try new genres and stuff like that, and then like you'll have like a million sessions, man, and like you just don't get like anything too crazy, but then you have like that one session where you get like a fucking smacker, bro, and it's just it's a good feeling, man. And then you know you get to like release it and like show the world it. So It's really, really cool.
Probably my favorite track on the side B is Favor. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, man. Favor's one of them ones. That was another crazy session. I had met that boy Yoko, and man, he like freestyled the whole song literally. And then we had our boy Fash there, and he's a songwriter. Like he's big. He has a lot of stuff going on in music, but he helped songwrite for Yoko. So we put together the whole song, knocked that bitch out, and then we got the feature for that boy Marco Dobre or Dobra. I forget how to say his name. Don't get mad at me, Marco. But yeah, no, that song it's something, man. I've been trying to run like a bunch of Spotify playlist placements for it and like just pitching it to other people because like I got a good feeling about it. So it's definitely a good one.
It's definitely going on the new Tampa Bay playlist when I drop a new one on
sir.
Monday, probably.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I dig the sound, bro. I wasn't expecting it. Like when you put like how should I make a side B or should I just put it all together? I was like, dang, what does he mean by like 80s vibe? But you got like the synths. It kind of reminds me of like that movie Drive.
Yeah. Everyone's been saying like GTA. A lot of people say The Weeknd. Some of them even say Scarface too, like all those like synthy sounds and shit like that. But
yeah,
it's a definitely different sound than what people are used to for me.
Yeah, that Indie Indigo track's crazy too.
Yeah.
Man.
The intro's the craziest. Everyone's been talking about the intro leading up like to the verse and shit. It's cool.
Yeah, I like how like you've had him on pretty much I think all of the Streets projects.
Yeah.
But he was kind of going over more like that trap shit.
Yeah, Indy's an awesome person, man. Shout out to Indy. I think he was the first song I ever had with him was it the first one? I think so. It's either first or second one, but the first song I ever had with him was the Lamborghini Lullaby, and that was a fire song. We recorded that at Kev's spot, and that's kind of like my first time meeting him too, I think. And ever since then, I was just like, I love Indy. Indy's an awesome artist. He's like his cadences and just his vocal power and all that stuff. Like he's really got something for sure.
So is that like then with maybe like the next project, is it gonna be like always a mix or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love to do a strictly like pop album, whatever. I really want to get into like just more of like not even R&B, but just like more chilled out stuff. Cause like the trap stuff, like it goes so far, and like everyone sees how like watered down and shit like the genre can get nowadays. Cause like everyone's so into like what's going on, with, like Boston Richie, like just that whole sound, you know, like. I just want to branch off into other things and like see like what other reactions I can get, and if I can do it good and get good reactions, then I'll pursue it.
Yeah, some of that shit on side B I could see in like a Netflix show or something, like which will give you some good money like on the back end
for
to get
sure.
like a placement like that.
Yeah, that's another thing you can do with music. People get the sync placements and stuff like that for Netflix and all the other shows and stuff like that, and that's a whole nother bag. So that's definitely like something I do want to do, like with some of the songs on there. I want to see if I can get some like sync placements and stuff, because if I could hear that shit on Netflix or something to like a show I watch, that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, I know Brick has like a couple songs in some Netflix shows.
Yeah, shout out to Brick, man. I got so much unreleased music with him too. Yeah, Brick, you know, he knows the business well. I think everyone in the city knows that Brick knows his business. So if anyone's got anything to do with like helping someone get sync placements, he's probably the guy.
Yeah, could you guys ever do like, do you have an EP or something dropping with him? Or
dude, I think I counted up the other day. I got damn near 15 songs with him. Shit. Just chilling. I mean, he's been teasing a little bit of them on Instagram and shit, but he said I got like 3 of them for sure that are like getting used for something. But he keeps me on my toes. Like he's like, you know, we might do a single. We're working towards like an EP or like an album, but like you're gonna be all over it. So I'm just wait for it, man.
Yeah, that's the homie. I can't wait to have him on here.
Brick's awesome.
Those are some of my favorite tracks, like on the Streets projects, all the Brick ones.
Propane was a fucking smacker too on Forever. That was crazy.
Propane, yeah.
That's a good one.
Is Forever supposed to be like the 4th one?
Yeah, I didn't want to. I had a whole like just brain shit for like Keys to the Streets 4, because like I did Keys to the Streets 3, did like as Keys with the 3 or whatever, but I was like, how the fuck do you incorporate like a 4 in there? Yeah. I was just like, I'll just do Dinero Forever, and then I kind of ran with it.
No, yeah, it makes sense. My personal favorite is Keys 3.
Yeah.
I just like how I like more of your beats when they have like the synthy kind of
Yeah.
stuff and more like keys like Lie to Me by Dro Got Dough is probably one of my favorite beats from you.
Lie to Me was pretty cool. That was with the collab beat. That was with someone else's melody actually. And I think that was my boy Lukey. And I just made the beat around that shit, and then I was playing a bunch of beats for Dro, and then he was like, "Fuck yeah, bro, let's do that beat." So Lie to Me was cool, and then he did the music video too with a composer. So that was just awesome to have for that.
Yeah, I remember when the video came out, bro. I was so hyped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that he had some cool ass shots. Composer is awesome. He's like just aside from being a cool guy, he's a good videographer too. So shout out to Composer.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. Shout out Composer. Yeah, he's always got all the underground video games and shit.
Facts. Yeah, man. I keep telling him I got to shop with him for some shit, but he's far away, man. I'll get up with him though one of these days.
Yeah, so I also like how you did No Sleep, the collab project with Richie Guapo.
Yeah, shout out Richie, man. I really try to work in with like a lot of artists in the city and shit, but it's like as a producer, it's important to like lock in with like one person and just try to like go as far as you can with them. And Richie's one of the only people that like really like believed in the sound, like stuck by me through a lot of shit. So I owe a lot to Richie, man. We did No Sleep. I'm all over Blondes Have More, or before Blondes, not Blondes Have More Fun. Blondes Have More Fun's coming out soon. Y'all be on the lookout for that. But yeah, No Sleep was awesome. No Sleep was like a bunch of like experimental ass like trap beats and shit. So that was really cool to see come about.
Probably my favorite joint on that one is Beast Mode.
Yeah, Beast Mode's awesome. Shout out to Kenny for doing that video too. But yeah, no, the Beast Mode was awesome. There's just a bunch of fast trap beats, man. That tape really had some low key bangers on it for real.
Bro, if you did like almost like a Rage style tape with Yism,
yeah,
I think that shit would be
shout out Yism
game
too.
Changer.
He keeps hitting me up, man. I feel so bad because like I haven't been doing a bunch of hype beats, and I see like a bunch of like the music he does. It's like I don't have like the best beats for him yet to like do something like that's worth doing, but it's like I'll get there at some point. Like once I get over this whole 80s stint and everything, maybe I'll get back like into the what do you call them? Not even like hyper pop, but like just the Rage beats. Yeah.
Someone that from St. Pete that I feel can maybe fit over some of those 80s beats is Gino Smooth. He's from St. Pete.
I don't know if I heard of him.
He's he kind of has that vibe. He makes a lot of music with Rod to God, Free Rod to God. He was on the podcast before, but he kind of has that. I guess you'd say like Scarface kind of vibe, just like almost like Larry June.
Yeah. Larry June's hard, bro. You have to show me his Instagram and shit. I don't know. I had some people hit me up and try to show me some new artists and shit to work with, but it's so much easier to work with like the people I've already worked with and stuff and try to get them on the new genre. But it's definitely time to like branch out. That's for sure. Yeah,
and if you do like play around at AV, he's like probably my most underrated artist. Yeah. He's from St. Pete. He's on his street shit, but he also can do that Larry June shit if he wants to. Yeah, you'll have to show me his Instagram, like both their Instagrams before we leave here for sure. So do you have any music videos coming for Dinero's World? I want to. We had a plan to do something for Favor, but that boy Marco lives out of state. He lives like way up north, I think. So like we did the music video. We had tried it, or not the music. We did the track, and then he only had like 4 more days out here. And we were trying to do something. Let's go do like a pop-up kickback with Perp and shit. And we were going to try to have like a little like concert type music video and shit. But the timing was just like way too close. So like we never had anything come about it. But me and Fancy were talking about doing something for Heartbeat. And Fan had said he had went to the roller skating rink not too long ago. They was playing all 80s vibes. So we're like, man, a fucking roller skating rink. Like everyone in that bitch, they're just like grooving, Fan like singing and rapping and shit. I think that'd be a cool music video. So if we do anything, it'd be for Heartbeat for sure. So hopefully that will come up soon. What about for Carnivore? We want to do something for Carnivore. Carnivore is a hard ass track too. Shout out to Chico, boy. Chico, he slid on his feature, but that beat and Fan's verse and Chico's verse together, man, that shit's hard as fuck. That'd be cool to do too. I think probably Richie Guapo and Little Fancy, you probably make, those are like my favorite collabs that you do. Yeah, it's easy to work with both of them, man, since I've worked with them for so long. Fan, he's been on damn near every tape. Richie, I got so much music with him too, so it's just like,
they're easy to work with, man. It's like you can talk to them in like the studio and like kind of help them out through like the shit and like kind of tell them like what you want compared to like other artists. You know, they kind of just do whatever they want to do. So, but yeah, shout out to Richie and Fan, man. They're my boys.
Do you find the vibe is more different when you're actually like in the studio with the artist as opposed to like, yo, just like send me the beat?
For sure. I love getting in the studio. I probably spend too much money on studio time, honestly, but I love being in the studio with the artist. I know whether it was someone's crib, like Kev's crib recording, whether it's at the studio, I just like being there in person because like you can kind of like help with the process and, you know, like you just send beats out and then you get something back through your phone and shit and you're like, like you could do something like better maybe or something, but I just think the like in the studio vibes with the artist is the way to go for sure.
Do you like, we were talking about it on the Skrilla and Fancy episode, but do you like the home studio better than the actual studio?
I know Fan and Skrill love the home studio setups more because I just know how them boys work. Me personally, I mean, if we can get stuff done, you know, I'm always about like being productive and shit. So like, I feel like when you're at the studio, you know, you're paying for the time or whatnot. Like you're there to get shit done. You're there to work. At home, sometimes you can get too lazy. You know, you want to kick back a little too much and smoke too much weed or some shit. And then you start just saying random shit. But, you know, you can knock out. I mean, I've had great songs with Fan recording with Kev. I've had great songs recording Fan at the studio too. Like we did Carnivore at the studio. But like I'm pretty sure we did Cinco de Mayo off Keys 3 with Kev. And that's like one of my favorite songs with Fan. So, you know, it's best of both worlds.
I like Lost It. That one, like, it has a different vibe.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know where he recorded that one.
Or Pills.
Yeah, Pills. That's a different one too. A lot of the older stuff was usually recorded with Kev because Kev and Fan got such a good chemistry when they record together. It's crazy.
At the home studio?
Hell yeah. Kev's crib, man. It's you know, Fan's got a voice. So like everyone's always had like a tough time like trying to mix with Fan and shit. But like him and Kev, man, they work so good together. He knows just how to like work with Fan's voice and shit, and it always comes out perfect. So
yeah, do you notice like when you collab more on beats, is that more of like a regular thing, or is it mainly just like you?
I try to make it more with me, especially with like the tapes I drop, because like, you know, like I'm trying to make sure people know like the evolution and all that stuff, like the journey and everything, so you can see like how my personal progression has come. But there's a lot of good people that send out melodies and shit to me, man. There's a few of them that I really like working with, but at the end of the day, like if I'm looking for like the 80s stuff, like I need that shit to be like exactly how I see it, so like it's easier just to like knock that bitch out myself.
You know who Sage the Fox is?
Yeah, for sure.
I could see his new sound definitely like blending in with that 80s vibe.
I met Sage over at fucking Mason Monroe's crib. And that was like forever ago. I haven't really heard his new music, but yeah, Sage has some good shit.
It's like some Thundercat shit.
Yeah, Thundercat's crazy, bro. That's for sure. That's a whole vibe.
You guys dropped like a Key Cartel actual like project, right?
We tried to. That's one of the things we definitely talked about, but the thing we dropped that was the biggest probably was the 12-minute freestyle with RX Poppy. We dropped that under the Key Cartel like
it's got like the black cover, right?
Yeah. We did that, and I think that's about it. That's the only thing we've talked about doing a project for the fucking longest, man. But it's hard.
So if y'all like locked in and did a project, would it just be like, oh, you do this song, like I'll do that song, or would you guys like do all the songs together? Like, oh, I'll have this little part.
No, that would be crazy. If every beat, like say it's like a 10, 12 track fucking like track list and like it's 10 fucking beats with all of us together, I think that would be crazy. But the way we talked about it, it's just gonna be like, you know, whether we collab on the beats or not, it's just gonna be like only us like on the production, which would still be cool. But yeah, all 6 of us on every beat, that'd be pretty cool. That
would be crazy. It'd almost be like how Kanye, I don't know if he still does his beats like that, but back in the day, it would be like, oh, we're going to have RZA do this part. And then like, it's like, shit. Yeah,
Kanye knows what to do, man. It would be cool to see some Key Cartel production come out like that. I think we had like a few beats where it's like all of us on one beat, but like it gets too like jumbled up and shit. Like once you start doing all that, because then like 22 is trying to do something, Kev's going to do something, I'm going to do something, Perp wants to do something, Thump wants to do something, and Lee wants to do something. It's like it's a lot going on.
I'm sure you guys could split it up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That shit will be crazy.
We'll have to keep that in mind when we do drop the Key Cartel project for sure. Just have some 6 people beats on there.
I like how you have Hey Zala on pretty much almost every track.
Yeah, that's my dog,
or every
man.
project.
There's a few people, you know, like in this music shit, you fall out with a bunch of people, you meet a lot of new people and shit. But like Hayes has been one of those ones that like sticks by me through a lot of shit. So shout out Hayes. He's been there for a lot of my growth, and like I've hung out with him mostly more than most people for like this Tampa music scene and everything. So shout out Hayes. He's got to be on every one of my projects for sure.
Yeah, I feel like he's super slept on.
Yeah, for sure.
I have like it's something in the works. Like we've talked about it before, but I was gonna host a project like maybe a 5-track EP with him and Delete Glitch.
Dude, he's got me and Hayes got so much unreleased music, bro. I have a hard drive of probably like almost 50 songs. But we were like back when I met him like 2020, we used to hang out over at Mason's crib all the fucking time, man. And we'd just be sitting there all day, just fucking knocking out songs. And it's like we did a few tapes, but like the tapes don't even like amount to anything compared to like the unreleased music we have. Like we've got so much.
So going back to Dinero's world, I like that little Scumbag track.
Yeah. That was the first solo beat I got with BZ so far, and man, that was talked about for so fucking long. I've been telling Nico I want to get in like with him, like make something with him, because I got some songs with him with 22. Like 22. Yeah. 22's been with like more locked in with them than I was before. So like I would send 22 melodies, and then he would be with Scumbag World all the time. He's just knocking songs out left and right with them. But I got BZ in the studio with me finally one night, and finally got a song with him on one of my solo beats. So I was like, yeah, man, hopefully I can use this for the tape, and he let me use it. So shout out to him.
Yeah, you got to lock in and do a track with Low Eyes. I feel like your beats with...
I just got Low's number, literally. I just sent him a pack of beats like 2 days ago. So I'm waiting on Low's fucking verse right now, literally.
Since he got out, that boy's been grinding.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I'm doing this music shit for real.
Yeah,
now.
Man. Shout out Low. He's been going crazy with his little Instagram posts and shit like that, man. He's got the group around him. He's got enough producers. He's got me, 22. I'm sure he's got more producers to send him beats. So we got him.
Yeah, you already know we're going to run it up here.
For sure.
Like, we already got the interview coming out. We'll probably do it soon.
Yeah, you got to with them, man. For sure.
So did you have any placements on the Scumbag World project? That big ass one they dropped like last year?
With the pink cover?
Yeah.
I think so. Most of those were like with 22 getting placed and shit, but I couldn't tell you what songs they were. I know Skinny got on one of them. I'm pretty sure BZ got on a few of them. There might only be like 2 or 3 that I'm actually part of, like some my melodies, but I'd have to go back and look at the track list again and go see.
Where did you come up with like your producer tag? Was it just like, I just want to have my name on it, or?
Dude, I came up, so when I first started producing, I did my initials in the CW Beats, and that shit just sounded corny as fuck to me. So I was like, I ran with that maybe for like a year. And then 2020, I was like, I gotta have a harder producer tag, bro. Like I gotta have something that smacks. So everyone likes money. So I was like Dinero, and then I'm just a fan of fucking Quentin Tarantino films. So I was just like trying to think of some quick shit. So I was like, Dinero Tarantino. That sounds all right. So I just fucking ran with it. It ain't nothing special for real. Like everyone's got like a crazy story. Like they got like a nickname or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, I just thought of it because I wanted a cool name. So I came up with this. So, but it stuck. Everyone likes it.
No, it's fire. I love it when it's like on somebody else's kind of project, and you just like hear the tag off rips with like a crazy ass like drum pattern. You're like, oh shit, like let's go.
I gotta bring back the tag for real. I'm trying to get a new tag, but I've really been making, I think the last like maybe 500-600 beats I've been doing with no tag at all. So I'm just trying to.
I get it for the synth stuff. I feel like there could be like a dope way you could incorporate
it. For sure. I was like, with the whole 80s project, I was just like, I'm just gonna let the beats speak for themselves and shit. Like everyone knows the trap beats, like it's my project. Like I'm not putting anyone else's beats on my project, so it's not like I need a tag. But like placements and shit like that, it's definitely important to have like a good tag and shit.
I was thinking you could maybe do the part where Richie Guapo is like, I'm running with Dinero with
Dinero. Yeah. It's hard to get them sometimes because like you either gotta be at the session so you can ask the engineer for like the vocals and shit. But sometimes I'm just not there. It's like, fuck, man. Like
to like alter it.
Yeah. Because like you get like the audio files and shit, and they can just send the vocals by themselves. So it's like, I need this part like between this second and this second, and then it takes forever. So it's just like, if you're not there, it's hard to get them.
So was it harder? Like, what's the process to making those 80s beats compared to like the trap beat? You don't gotta like spill the sauce.
Yeah.
But...
No. So like trap beats, you know, you just start out with a crazy ass melody or whatever, and then you kind of like go about it. Like everyone knows what trap drum sounds like. It's kind of like a basic template to do it. But for the 80s beats, you know, I'll just listen to like some 80s music. I'll go listen to some Billy Ocean. I'll go listen to like fucking Rick James, shit like that, and kind of get like an idea, kind of like what I want to make. But I always start out with the drums first, actually. Like everyone thinks I start with the melodies and shit, make those little synth sounds first. But no, I make the drums, and then I'll build the melody around that.
Do you have to use like different like plugins for that?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, everyone's different. Like people use stock sounds, people use like whatever plugins they pay for and shit. But I probably use like 2 plugins, and all my sounds come from those, like for the melodies and shit.
So you said earlier that you had like a little bit of a musical background. Do you ever incorporate like live instrumentation, or is that something you want to do in the future?
It's definitely something I want to do in the future. I mean, I probably don't even know violin anymore, but like if I try to incorporate some violin shit, that'd be cool. I do got some hardware. Like I got a keyboard and shit that you can like play live, and you can like run it through like the mic and shit, and play it that way. There's a few beats I have where I actually played the guitar. I got the song with 589 Lean, Head in the Clouds, and that was actually me playing the guitar. And then I think I have 1 or 2 maybe with Hayes that are guitar too, but I don't know that shit good enough anymore. So like I just stay like with what I know.
Yeah. So there's some of the artists on your projects that I'm not too familiar with. Let's talk about Endo Kush.
He's from out here. He used to be locked in like DJ Swift's camp and shit like that.
Oh, word.
But he had recently like moved up north and shit, but he's back now. He's a little bit down south in Florida right now, but I met him through Hayes. So Hayes was trying to like find some artists for me to like work with and shit, and he knew Endo through some like common people and shit we know. And Endo Kush we met back in 2022. And locked in with him, he was awesome. He freestyled. He'd always have like songs wrote down. Like he does best of both worlds for real. But he's easy to work with, and I got a lot of music with him too. But yeah, shout out Endo, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I dig his vibe. I'm gonna have to like dig back into his catalog.
Yeah, he's got some shit off his old. He's got some music videos with like Gigi, Chris Shot Ya. Like he's got some good music videos from like Tampa people and shit like that. So he's definitely been around.
What about Box Scott E?
Box Scott E is that boy, man. 22 had put me on to him, I believe. He's from Alabama. So he's just one of those guys I met, hit up on Instagram. Because 22 knew him first, and we had a song with him, which was Tight Beat. Tight Beat, I think, was the first song me and 22 had with him for real. And then I got locked in with him. Hit him up on Instagram. I got a few more unreleased songs. I got this one unreleased song with him that's hard as fuck. But yeah, man, Box Gotti, he's one of them ones, man. I keep telling him he needs to drop more music, but he's being stingy with it.
Yeah, he's fire. I like his vibe too.
Yeah, that fucking Piece of Chicken, man. That song is fucking, it's crazy.
Yeah, I like how you had it as the intro.
Yeah, I had to do that little like the boom, ba-doom, ba-doom intro to it for like the first song, but that shit fit so good with it. It's a good song.
What about Taz Money? I think I've heard about him from a couple people before. He's from Tampa, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Taz is my fucking dog, man. He's one of the few people like I was able to lock in with. Cause Taz is a little bit bigger, man. He's like he's done a lot. He's done a lot of singles, man. He's got a lot of work put in right now. But I met him. God, I think I hit him up first, honestly. And I had messaged him on IG. I was like, bro, I gotta get in the studio with you, man. I was like, I got too many beats for you. So locked in with him the first time, and then just ran with it from there. I had a few more sessions with him, knocked out. I probably got like over 10 songs with him too that's still unreleased. But like he's got a plan for everything, bro. Like he's got a good team behind him with his manager Keen. And yeah, man, Taz Money is definitely someone you need to look out for. If you get him on a podcast, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out his shit. I think I think I saw him perform maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I had saw him perform. He was an opener for V's. He opened for him back in last year sometime, and I had went there and saw him perform. But yeah, he's definitely doing the shit. He's definitely done some shows, but he's got some more shit on the way for sure.
Another artist I feel really fits that kind of 80s vibe you're going for is Seven Sinclair.
Yeah, Seven's awesome, bro. Seven, he was on like one of my first tapes I ever did on the Tarantino tape. I took that tape down because that shit's just whatever. But yeah, Seven's fucking he's all over the place, man. I've sent him a lot of beats. I got a lot of unreleased with him too. That's not even trap stuff. It's not even like the 80s stuff. It's like I don't even know what you would call it for real. It's like almost like a plug and B type vibe. But yeah, Seven, he's awesome. He's a good artist, man.
He's got a new project dropping soon, I think.
Yep, he's got that dropping. And then he's got a birthday bash type concert thing coming up. And actually, I'm DJing at it for the first time ever. So it's going to be like my first set I ever do. So shout out Sin for giving me the opportunity and everything.
Yeah, let's talk about the DJ game, bro.
Yeah,
is that
man.
like a new hobby for you, or a new lane?
For sure. I'm trying to get into it because, you know, like you see all these other producers do it, like Metro Boomin's doing shows, Murder Beats, he does shows, a bunch of the bigger producers, and, you know, like you want to get your name out there and play all the unreleased songs you got. Like if you got some heat, you got to show that shit to people. So it's like, you know, Sin had hit me up and he's like, yo, man, I think it'd be a really good opportunity for you to do that, the concert. I was like, fuck it, yeah, let's run it. I've been wanting to do it for a minute now, so see where it goes.
Like put some of your tracks in the mix.
Hell yeah. I got too much unreleased, bro. Like I got songs with I got hard songs with Hayes. I got that hard song with Box God East still. So it's like I'm just gonna show these people this shit and hopefully it smacks. And hopefully people think the same of like the songs that I'd think of it.
Yeah, the DJing game is like very interesting to me, man. Like my homies over at Hillary, Gallardo and Data Sync, they've been killing it DJing lately.
Yeah. Fucking Hayes just got into DJing not too long ago too. Hayes did a thing at a speeder show and Hayes killed it, man. He's got some good mixes. And then of course, you know, you got Perp. So Perp's a good at this DJ shit for real.
Oh yeah, bro. Perp. I think I saw him at the Destroy Lonely fucking show. Yep. He was there. I remember he used to do the High Tolerance shows with DJ Scum.
Yep. Shout out to Scum too. Him and Perp, man, they've been killing it for a long time for the DJ shit for real.
Bro, every show that was at Pegasus Lounge, like,
yeah, for sure,
they're on it
for sure. Perp's awesome, man. He used to do that shit. I mean, he's DJing for Sid Shine right now, which is on like Homicide's shit. But he would go in there and you'd see his little clips where he plays like the Spanish music before and shit. Like Perp's got a sound, man. Like he knows what he's doing. Shout out to him.
So I have like a kind of like a gang project I've been working on, like low key. I've just been like collecting beats for it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like took a break from it for a minute, but I have a Perp beat that's gonna be on it.
That's awesome. Yeah, Perp makes some fire ass beats, man. He just got his big placement too with Skilla Baby not too long ago. That song played. So Perp's got some beats, man. You can't count him out for that shit.
Well deserved.
Yeah, for sure. Well deserved, man.
The one I have is kind of like a different kind of vibe than you would think. It almost kind of reminds me of like a older Lil Uzi or Lil Yachty vibe.
Yeah.
Before they started doing more like Detroit shit.
Yeah.
Well, not Uzi, but
Perp's got some beats, man. He's got all types of shit for real. So like, you never know what you're gonna get from Perp. That's what makes Perp.
Def got to get him on here
for sure, man. He's got a lot to talk about, man. Especially with the DJ journey he's been on, man. It's gonna go crazy. So definitely gotta get him on here.
So how did the Key Cartel freestyle come about? Because that's one I think that might be one of my favorite beats from you,
man.
Just the way that shit goes in.
I hate that fucking beat, bro.
Why did it like box you in?
Nah, it was just like it's a simple ass beat. It's just a like.
But that's what I like about it, bro. It's the Key Cartel freestyle.
Yeah. Man, how'd that come about? That's when we first like met Wuda Savage, and then
she snapped.
Yeah, she fucking snapped on that song. I remember when we first got the verse back from her, and Fan was going crazy. He's like, "This bitch fucking snapped."
It's just a banger, bro.
Yeah,
it's
like, it pushed back for so fucking long too, because that's back when Skrilla had got locked up.
Yeah.
So we did the music video without Skrilla, I believe.
Kenny H shot it in that weird, crazy warehouse thing.
Yeah, man, that was a good one for sure. I mean, that was like one of my first like placements with Voodoo Savage too. But I mean, everyone was waiting for Key Cartel freestyle when it finally dropped. So it was a cool one.
Banger, classic.
It's an old one, that's for sure.
So what's one of your most anticipated artist that you want to work with?
Man, I really love working with Taz. I ain't gonna cap. Taz is awesome. I can't really tell you. I mean, I could go all day, like, people I want to work with. Like, I want to work with Future. I want to work with Uzi. But anticipated, man, I don't know. I would love to get another one, Nardo Wicken, but, that fucking industry shit goes fucking annoying. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say, man. Like, I've worked with a lot of people I've been able to work with in, like, Tampa already. I would love to get one with Tom G. I would love to get one with him just for Tampa, but, yeah,
I'll be fired.
Yeah, I would love it. I got 2 songs where he's got like a verse on, but like I just don't know when they're dropping. But like I need some solo shit with him. He drops some like scroll music, like 15 or whatever he does next, and I could be a part of it.
Legendary.
I'd be happy, man.
That's some big Tampa shit right
No,
there.
for sure. He's an OG, man. He is Tampa, so it's like, man, if you could land something with Tom G, doing something for Tampa.
Oh yeah, I've talked to him about coming on here. I just gotta figure out when.
Yeah. He's a busy guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that snack trap out now, so like
yeah,
he stays busy, man.
So you said you're coming out of Lakeland, right?
Yeah, I'm like fan. I grew up in Plant City.
Okay.
So I grew up in Plant City. Moved to Lakeland when I was like maybe 17, 18. And I've been out there since, but I just work with everyone out here in Tampa, so I'm like out here damn near every fucking day. But yeah, Lakeland right now. Shout out to Grady Judd.
I haven't really ever like chilled out there. Is it?
You don't want to.
Okay.
You don't want to. You go out there with some fucking tree or something and you get fucking caught. You're going to fucking Grady Judd's hotel, man. That shit sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard.
Yep. It's strict out there, man. You get pulled over for going like 5 miles over the fucking speed limit. And if you got like fucking 0.2 of some weed, you're going to jail. So it's not fun.
Even if you got your med card?
Maybe now it's like more lenient, but even then, like they'll probably still take your weed and shit. Like they're so lame out there, bro. Polk County sucks.
Isn't that where that Freddy's spot is though?
Which one?
The food spot.
Freddy's?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of Freddy's. There's Fred's Market.
Maybe that's it.
Fred's Market's in Plant City and Lakeland, but I don't know if I've heard of a Freddy's. I'd have to look it up.
What are some of your favorite food spots? It can be in Tampa or there.
Tampa. Wing Boys. Wing Boys is fire. Damn, there's a Spanish spot me and my girl go to. That's like a food truck. They had the best fucking tostones. I forget what that fucking place was called though. Man, what's some good food spots in Lakeland? I go to Chick-fil-A damn near every fucking day, bro. There's a good one in Lakeland. Bedrock. Bedrock's got some of the best wings. They're fire. And if you like hibachi, there's Tsunami. So
we used to have a Tsunami in St. Pete, but that shit burned down.
Damn, that's trash.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, Tsunami's fucking fire, bro. Back when I could eat it all the time, Tsunami was fire.
Yeah, it burned down at night, and like the next day, you just seen the whole like outer of the building, like, fucking burnt.
That's a sad one, bro. Tsunami's really gas.
They still have the sign up, so they might rebuild it. But there's like a not Heroes, I don't know, some hibachi spot right down the road from there. So it's like they're like the ops now. I don't know if
they got that one hibachi truck out here though, don't they, in Tampa? I forget what it's called. That shit's open to like 3 a.m. or some shit too.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah,
I gotta hit Tom G's spot, man.
Me too, bro. Yeah. That boy Brick was just on there trying to fucking deep fried ribs.
Yeah,
I was like,
that
shit looked crazy, and the lobster mac and shit too. I was like, man, Tom G got some shit, boy.
So you said your name is based off of like Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a big film fan or mainly just Tarantino?
I used to be like, I watch films every now and then. Like me and my girl, we try to watch like old movies and shit. But I mean, I've watched like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. What's that other one? What's that one called? What's the one called where he's at like the bar and shit, and then everyone turns into vampires?
Oh, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah. That movie's crazy. But yeah, Quentin Tarantino's got some awesome films. I like his film style.
Supposedly, he only has one more film coming out. And then he's done. I don't know if he'll stick to it, but
I mean, he probably don't got too much to do, to be honest with you. He's done so much, man.
Yeah, he's like turning all his films into books now.
Yeah.
Like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he released as like I don't know if it was like a script or it was like a novel.
That's cool. I mean, it'd probably be cool to read the books honestly, because it might be a little bit more detailed. Maybe throw like some Easter eggs and shit in there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I heard there's like it's way more detailed than the movies.
I'd be down to read. I don't do too much reading now, but that'd be something I would read for sure.
I've been like dabbling more into like the audiobook shit just because I got back into Game of Thrones and I was like, man, I don't know if I can read this big ass book like in this time, but I'll do the audiobook if I'm driving. Yeah. But them things are like 32 hours long for like one book.
Yeah, I think I'd rather, if I did do that stuff, I might have to dabble with it too, but I can't read for shit, man. I get so bored of it. But I mean, like podcasts and shit, I'll watch. Like I'll sit there and watch fucking Joe Rogan's podcast for damn near 2-3 hours. So it's like, might as well just do the same with the audiobook and read a book.
I just got back into like Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah. He did one with Adam Sandler, like that just dropped. I gotta fucking watch that shit, bro.
I've seen the clips of it. It was pretty cool. Adam Sandler, he's just like how he is in the movies, pretty much. Yeah. Like his personality doesn't really change. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
He's a real baller too, man. That man can play some fucking basketball. That's for shit, sure.
Are you a big sports fan?
Not really. Like I used to play sports when I was a kid. Like I was into baseball when I was a Jit. I like to think I'm good at basketball, but I'm not really good at basketball. But like, I was a skateboarder and shit when I was a kid, so like, I like skateboarding and shit. But like, football, I don't really pay attention to and shit like that.
Did you see all the skateboarding stuff they added to like the Rays?
No.
Yeah, so the Rays they did like their City Connect jerseys.
Yeah.
So it's like supposed to be representing like Tampa Bay area.
That's fire.
So they mainly tapped in with like the skating culture. That's because there's like a skate park right down the road from Tropicana Field. Sure. There's a skate park at Tampa, all that shit.
Yeah, spot's huge, man.
Mm-hmm. So they released like I went to one game. They gave out these custom like Rays decks.
Yeah,
those are pretty fire.
Hard. That's some collectible shit for sure.
They just did a shirt. They've been having like skate competitions at like the pier in St. Pete.
That's sick, man. I gotta get back into that shit, man. I can't skate for shit now. I'll end up fucking breaking my damn ankle, but skating definitely was a big part of my life as a kid.
I always wanted to get into it, but my friends kind of just did it, and I was just like, chill.
Yeah, it's after you fucking do it for so long, you just keep fucking falling and fucking falling and falling and falling. It gets kind of annoying. So like, it's cool to do when you're young. You can take a few falls, but once you get a little like past 25, 27, it's like, okay, gotta calm down now.
So how's the journey with the DJing stuff going? Or
it's just starting. I literally just got like a little beginner deck. Like Larry Sin had just hit me up about it maybe like a week ago. So like I got hyped for it. Went to Guitar Center, got like a little starter deck, and download like the software and shit. But it's a learning process. I gotta like get with Perp and shit to like get him to give me pointers and shit and help me out. So it'll be a learning process. But if it's anything music, I'll take to it.
So since you're vibing with that kind of 80s lane right now, could you see yourself like maybe scoring a film or something one day?
I would love to. Filming stuff's really dope. I try to get like even with the indie song on the 80s song, like it's got the intro and shit. Like I would love to be able to do like some more cinematic shit, like cinematic stuff. Like those people get bags and shit. But I mean, aside from the money, like it just sounds cool. Like you hear all the shits in the movies and shit. Like the music's crazy.
Have you ever thought about just dropping like an instrumental tape?
Yeah, I want to. I wanted to do it with the 80s song, like all the 80s beats that didn't get used for the side B. I really wanted to put it on the instrumental and then use those to try to get like sync placements and shit for movies. But it's a work in progress. You
could even drop that as like a Lost Files like EP or some shit.
I didn't even want to like if I do an instrumental, I didn't even really want to do like a like crazy promo for it. I just wanted to drop and then like try to make some plays with it for real, like so because like for the sync placements it has to be like released and shit. So it'd be cool to just like try to do some stuff with and see if I can land any like movie placements and shit like that.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Like it'd be a different approach for you maybe because like are you gonna score it? Like, will the person just be like, oh, yeah, just do whatever you want? Yeah. Or, oh, the movie's done. Like, put it towards the movie.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, you see, like, Cole Bennett now, he got that shit with, like, Minions and shit. And he got Yeet to, do, like, put a song on there and stuff like that. So, like, if Cole Bennett can fucking get into, like, movies and shit, it can't be that hard.
Did he just do that? Like, he collabed with them and then they got...
Yeah, like, Lyrical Lemonade collabed with Minions or, like, Despicable Me, whatever it is. But, like, if... shit like that's possible. Like what's like open for like producers and shit. Like it can't be too far away.
Yeah, the producer game, especially like with what Metro Boomin's doing. Like
Metro's going crazy.
He's got comic books and shit.
Yeah, I got one.
Is it dope? Is it
dope.
It's only one out so far, or is it like a series?
I think he's got 2, maybe. But yeah, like when he did his Metroverse dropping everything, he did the comic book, did the shirts and everything. But like, yeah, he's like a whole hero, and I want to say he's a hero and a villain in the comic. It kind of portrays, but like it's got funny Easter eggs in it. Like you can tell like they're talking about certain people and shit. So like if you read them, it's really funny actually.
It turns out Drake's the villain.
You gotta read it, man.
Oh,
it's fun. It's I forget what the name they call him is. I like
just fucking owl.
Yeah. Like he, I just skimmed through it a little bit. I gotta read it like more detailed and shit. But I mean, the comic is crazy. Like the pictures and like the drawing and everything. Like he really snapped with that shit.
There's this artist on Instagram I found. He like will find a hip hop artist and make like an old school Marvel cover.
That's sick.
With like of them in their own comic, and then whatever like their label is will be like, you know how it'll have like Marvel Comics at the top, it'll just be like Griselda Records or some shit like
sick.
that.
That's super sick. I have to look into that.
I'll send you the link. I don't know his like name, but his shit's been popping off. Like he just did a Mac Homie one.
That's fire. Yeah, I'll have to look into that for sure.
Like, but basically like every kind of mainstream to like pop and underground artist, he's done some shit with them.
That's dope. These creatives, man, like they collab with the coolest people and they bring so much like cool like shit to life, man. It's cool to see.
Do you know who the artist was that did the Metro shit, or
no,
or did he come up with like the designs?
I'm sure there's like a creative director behind it and everything. I'd have to like look into like the credits because like he shouts out everyone that like he works with for real. But I should have brought the comic or something. That'd been cool to bring. I'm sure he puts it on there.
I want to say I think Denzel Curry has a comic, or he was working on like a manga too.
Yeah, Denzel does so much shit too. He'd be the perfect person to like make something with that stuff too. He's got so much, like his just whole aesthetic already would be like so comic worthy for real.
Or like an anime. I know they did that Unlocked with Kenny Beats. Visual thing.
Yeah. Shout out Kenny Beats, man. He's a funny guy. I love his YouTube.
Would you ever think about doing something like that? Like how you just have the studio open and...
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, that's a dream already for me, is to have my own studio so I can like do stuff with and like have people come through. But like, you just gotta have the studio. That's all it is. But I would love to do something like that. His whole cave series and everything like that. It's so sick.
Yeah, it's dope to just like to see that process. For a fan. Like if you're a really big fan, like, oh shit, I can see a video of you making tracks with Lil Fancy or something.
Facts. He did that one shit with Tizo Touchdown, and that shit was so fucking hard. Like Tizo's already a fire ass artist, but Kenny, he like makes a crazy ass beat from scratch really quick. Tizo goes in there, knocks his verse out, so you see like the whole process of like making the beat, recording, and then like them just jamming out to it. It's really dope, really dope.
Do the songs that they do on there ever become like real songs, or do they just kind of leave it on the YouTube?
I think they leave it on the YouTube, honestly. I think some of them might have got released. I don't know. I wish Teasers would get released for real, because that song was fucking crazy. But yeah, I think most of the time they stay on the YouTube.
That's cool though. It kind of gives it its own like space to live on.
Yeah. It drives the traffic to it more. So if like you want to listen to it again, you gotta watch the video type shit.
Do you have any tracks with Kent Loon?
2 unreleased.
Okay.
I got something with him. Me and Zay Cartier made the beat, and I got something with him. I think that was an unfinished song, if I'm not mistaken. But I got something with Cardi and Kent, and I just got something recently with him, Sonny. I want to say Lowe's on the verse too.
Oh, bro, that's so gonna be cool. A banger.
Yeah,
dude, I love when Kent Loon and Sonny Fritz collab.
Yeah. Sonny's fucking awesome, bro. Kent's snapping right now with his whole Swamp Water shit. That boy got the 2 billboards and shit out right now. One of them's in LA. Like, he's really snapping.
Swamp Water out now.
Yeah,
Shout out Kent Loon.
Swamp Water out now.
Yeah, he's always putting on for the Berg.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, he's real tapped in. I work with John Lamb a lot, and Lamb's like really tapped in with Kent too. So it's cool to see them boys work. They're always at Executive Studios right there in Clearwater. So
okay.
Yeah, I always say Kent's in that bitch all the fucking time, man. Like he's really working all the time.
Is that the one owned by the guy that was in Chucky?
I couldn't tell you. Oh fuck, what's his name? I'm gonna feel so bad for not remembering the owner's name, but yeah.
Well, because my boss works out of a studio in Clearwater.
Yeah.
and the owner is the little kid from the original Chucky.
James Woods. Is it James Woods?
No.
Okay, yeah. So that's the owner's name. If it's not James, then it might not be the Chucky guy.
No, but it's the original kid from Chucky. He has a studio out there. That's like his side shit.
Yeah.
When he's not doing like autograph signings, and they have that new Chucky show that he's in.
I did not know that.
They brought him back. Yeah, it kind of blew my mind when he told me about it.
I did not think the original person of Chucky would be from around here. That's random as fuck.
The kid in the original movie.
That's random as fuck.
Now he's like older and shit.
Yeah.
But I guess they brought him back for that series they have.
That's dope. I would have never even knew.
So you got anything else you want to plug?
Man, I don't know. I got stuff coming out. I really want to do a Dinero's World Deluxe. I would love to put like all the rest of the unreleased I have out, but it's such a process, man. I could get better songs and shit like that. But other than that, man, I'm just trying to work, trying to put more shit out there.
For the deluxe, would you combine the whole thing?
I think so, because if I do like another deluxe and it's like another side A, side B, like when am I gonna do side C, side D? I don't know.
I feel like if you combined it all, it would be like a crazy transition to just go from that trap shit to that instead of like clicking it. I mean, it was crazy because I wasn't expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it came out, I had my girl in the car. I was like, yo, this is a vibe.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone, when I had posted about it and shit on the story to like see what everyone wanted, everyone's like, drop it at the same time. And then you got the other half that are like, no, do it differently. So the original thing was to do the trap shit first, and then I was going to do the deluxe as just the 80 songs. And I was like, that's too much anticipation. I need the 80 shit out like now. Yeah. So I was like, side A, side B, I'll drop this shit like a record or some shit, and then just drop it at the same time, two separate like bodies of work, and everyone likes it. Side B's really going crazy right now. Like people are really resonating with the 80 shit more than I thought they would.
It's like all your top tracks right now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Carnivore's going crazy. I think Carnivore is the most streamed one on side A, but I mean, Favor, I got two Spotify placements so far with it from just pitching it around. So it's getting some coverage, man. But if I did do a deluxe, I think I'd really just want it all 80s beats. I would love some more fucking like of that vibe to get put out there instead of like the trap shit, because you can just go listen to a Nardo song if you want some trap shit for real. Like I need more 80s stuff.
Yeah, it's a vibe. I like catch myself like driving to it a lot. It's like at that night drive.
Hell yeah. That's what it is, man. You turn that shit all the way up and fucking, so baby, call me, don't be a stranger. Like, bro, that shit smacks. I love it. Did
you do some of like the songwriting on a lot of your projects, or
hell no?
You kind of just stay behind. You're at the boards.
I'm just the producer at the end of the day. Yeah, I think like even with Favor, like Fash helps songwrite that, but most of the time it's just the artist. Artists really just go in there and knock out their songs on my beats. I'm trying to think if anyone really ever song wrote on mine. Not really. It's really just the artist doing their work.
Hell yeah. Dinero World is out now. You can stream it everywhere. You can find him on Instagram at Dinero Tarantino.
Yep, Dinero Tarantino on Instagram. That's it.
You can find me at Jit Camp 727, and you can find all my work. I've wrote about at least like 2 or 3 of his projects on the website.
Yes, sir.
And that's on jitcamp.com, where a jit can be a jit. Peace.